All right, so this is Companion. It's directed by Drew Hancock. I remember seeing the trailer earlier this year, and I remember the first trailer. I was like, I have no idea what this is, but I want to see it. I mean, it looks interesting. And then by the time I saw, I'm pretty sure that was the second trailer. I was like, well, damn, I wish I didn't know a certain thing about this movie that was revealed in that second trailer. But yeah, I didn't get the chance to see it when it came out. I really wanted to, but it's on HBO Max now, so I was like, okay, all right, I'll watch it. I watched it yesterday. We're going to talk about it today. So in this, we have Iris, played by Sophie Thatcher, and Josh, played by Jack Quaid. They're together, and they're going to this isolated lake house to spend time with their friends. There's also this guy, Sergey, who owns this place and is kind of in a relationship with one of their friends. He's married, but they have like kind of a thing going on the side. So Iris ends up getting sexually assaulted, attacked by Sergey, and she ends up killing him. So she comes back covered in blood, and now they're all freaking out, and they end up tying her up and everything. There's more going on here. So Iris actually turns out to be a companion robot. She's a robot that's programmed to be in love with Josh. He bought her, and she's synced up to his phone. He can control her in different ways using his phone, and she did not know this. She thought she was just a regular person. Thought her memories of meeting him were real, and all these things. But it turns out all that's not real. So before they can deactivate her and really figure out what's going on, she gets loose, and so now she's on the run trying to escape, and they have to try to get her back. I really liked it. Right? I think this is one of the best movies I've seen this year. Um, for one, the performances are really good. I think the standout performance is Sophie Thatcher as Iris. I think this movie largely works because of how good she is. Right, like these robots have to be so human like. Right, I mean, she even thinks she's an actual human. Her memories are real, but slightly off. Like even before like if you walked in the movie not knowing, you would still pick up on certain things, certain ways that she was reacting to things, certain reactions. Her performance is just so good and really sells it. And the movie as a whole, I like what they've done with this concept. Uh, there's been a number of times where I've said something feels like a Black Mirror episode in a negative way. This feels like a Black Mirror episode in a positive way. Black Mirror takes these sci-fi or these technological concepts and shows a society and characters dealing with them, and takes them to kind of an extreme, right? To tell a story. And I feel like this does that same thing. I mean, with AI, these days and everything, it definitely feels topical. Um, I mean, it really explores this character and her emotions and her feeling real. All right, her love for Josh feeling real to her. Right, right. Like, she wakes up, takes a shower, things like that. Like she really feels like she's a regular human being, and the way that they met was real. When really it was programmed into her. All of it's programmed, right? Like he controls her from his phone. He can change her intelligence level and her eye color and things like that. He can control pretty much everything. But she is like a human. You watch it, you almost feel like she is one going through this. The plot I think is really interesting. I didn't know where it was going. I was like, okay, so she's a robot. I already knew that, going into watching this movie. So I was like, okay, she's a robot. Okay, where are we going with this? What are we doing in this lake house? What's the plot? Like what are we doing? And when it gets revealed, I was like, oh, okay, this is a clever way of doing this, like using her being a robot and her programming and the idea of her being able to be modded, um, using that as a way to like formulate a plot around it. And I think it works really well. And to go along with the overall plot and what they're actually doing here, I don't want to spoil it. I don't want to take away from it because I really think the less you know, the better this movie is watching it. Um, there's also a reveal of one of the characters that was a complete surprise to me, and that's rare that that happens. I did not see that coming at all when that got revealed. Like I went back and watched that reveal scene again because I was like, wow, like it was so exciting. I was like, oh shit, where are we going from here if you're able to surprise me to this level? As far as negatives, even though I think the writing is strong in this movie overall, I do think there are contrived moments, like kind of like a stretch in logic, like unnatural moments that need things certain things need to happen so the plot can keep going or so that we can get to a certain point where something happens in the plot. Like the whole thing with modding, like you can mod the robot, and obviously she gets modded, and it's like, okay, surely the manufacturers of this thing would try to combat that, right? Because like if you could mod these things to be able to do what they do in this movie, something tells me they would not be on the market anymore. It's like, and the modding gets so crazy that it's like modding is a way for them to be able to do whatever we want them to do or what we need them to do for the plot. And then also there's this. I'm trying not to spoil, but there's a feature, I guess, that the the robots, the companion bots, record everything they see, and that the manufacturers of them, like they can, or the people who work on them can look through that footage. It's like but people have sex with these things. It's like I don't know if that would fly, regardless of whatever is in the terms of service or whatever. I don't think that would fly at all. I don't think that would be legal, but I mean, who knows? It just felt like a stretch to me. And when it comes to the very, very end with something that happens with Iris, I was like, "Man, okay, so you can just do that." Well, that's kinda convenient for the plot or for what you want to happen, the way that you want this movie to end. And so, really, I think the worst part of the movie is the ending. I feel like, it stretches itself to the point where it's not as satisfying as it should be. So that's about it. I really liked it. I think it's really good. I think it takes this concept and a concept I've seen in other things with like androids and AI and things like that. Even in like Detroit Become Human, right? David Cage. There's androids in that, and some of the androids are like sex androids, and so there's storylines with them that was. And this movie was kind of reminded me of that. But this I think takes this concept and does its own thing with it, and actually does surprise me at points, which I was really impressed by. And yeah, I think it largely works. And like I said, it's one of the best movies I've seen this year, I think. So I'm gonna give this a beyond awesome. I'll give it my highest rating. And yeah, it's still on HBO Max if you want to watch it. I just watched it last night on there. It should still be on there. And yeah, that's Companion. Subscribe and we're done.